Hi guys, welcome to another Horizon Zero Dawn video, and in this one I'm going to be showing you guys how to get blazing sun marks in all 15 trials. So the first 3 trials can be found in the Nora hunting grounds, and the first trial is called the Parts Alone trial. And in this one you have to shoot off 10 canisters off the backs of grazers. Now this is a very simple trial, so as soon as you get in, try to get the first 2 grazers down pretty quickly by just aiming really quickly at them. You can use concentration to improve your aiming, so I would highly suggest you buy that skill for this trial. But other than that, it shouldn't be too difficult. If they are running in a direction to the right or left, try to aim a little bit, ahead their trajectory, so that way you can land hits, because it's very easy to miss the arrow shots with the bow. Just because the game feels a little bit floaty and it takes a while for the arrows to actually go and hit their trajectory. But like I said guys, it's a very simple one, and you get a blazing sun mark for beating it within a minute 30 seconds. Moving on, the next trial is called the Logpile Trial, and this is a little bit tricky because you have to guide all these grazers towards a log pile area, and then you have to, trigger a log pile, to trample them. The best way I would suggest you guys to do it is to go around the area I'm showing you guys and lead the grazers towards where you want them to go. Now, there are several log piles around the area, and you have more than plenty of time to do this, to get a blazing sun mark. What I would suggest is don't do what I was doing, where I was shooting the log piles. Instead, use a sling and shoot at them with the sling using a bomb. The bomb will instantly knock them out. I've tested this, and that should instantly release the log piles to hit the grazers. Now, like I said, it's not too hard or too difficult. If you miss one, it's okay. There's several around the area, so this is, again, very simple one. It can be tricky just if you're using the bow, because the detection on, releasing the log piles is a bit shoddy. But if you use the sling and, use the bombs to trigger them, it'll be very simple. I get lucky here. I shoot it. There's a latch on the side to the right. If you shoot it exactly, it will release the piles, and there you go. All 3 at once. Moving on to the next trial. Now this one's a little bit longer. It's probably one of the longest in this video. It's called the Blastwire Trial. What you have to do is set up traps all around the location, and you have to lead grazers into your tripcaster wires. And they have to set the traps off, run into them and get destroyed by them. They will instantly die. Use the blast wires, and you should get all those 6 kills within the time limit. Now, I got unlucky there because the watcher saw me, but ideally what I would do is set up traps around all 6 possible exits, and then I'll go into the middle of the grazers, and they'll all run in different directions, and you should easily get the kills within like half a minute from one another. But I messed up, but I still show you how to salvage this run. You have plenty of time to set up traps everywhere and then just run around and lead them into it. But like I said, my suggestion would be to set around traps around all exit points, and then just run in the middle, and wherever they run, they'll get destroyed. But that's pretty much it, guys, for this trial. It's not too difficult. The watchers can annoy you and they can ruin your run, but that's about it. So this is a long video. I could have included the actual locations of these, where the quest givers are or the trial givers are, but the video is already peaking 23 minutes, and I didn't want to make it even longer. And this could be stuck in processing all day, so I thought I'll just show the trials and make a separate small video showing the locations of these, the trial givers. But again, just set up a couple. This one, it's lucky enough to run towards me. I get the last 2 by just triggering that, and then another one. Sometimes it doesn't. Well, okay, well, you can actually set the trap on them, and you should be able to get 4 to 5 kills. But you know, I guess during this run, I wasn't thinking about that. So the next one is next 3 trials are located in the Valleymeet hunting grounds. Now this trial is a tricky one. You want to use a shock sling bomb to you know, stun this enemy, stun this fire bellowback, and then you want to go under, like behind it, and use tear blast arrows to remove its blaze canisters. Now this could take a couple tries, but definitely the tear blast arrows, if you just go underneath them while it's getting stunned, you should be able to remove the canisters. My first time I tried every other arrow, and then I bought the sharp shot bow, and literally it took me, this is the run. This is the first time I run in here and do this, and I get the trial completed with the blazing mark, so blazing sun mark. So use the tear blast arrows, guys. It's very effective there. The next one is called the Firefight Trial. Again, a very simple one, but your time limit is very low to get a blazing sun mark. You have to be a little lucky here. As soon as you run in, you know, don't think about hiding or anything. Your time is of the essence in this one. What you want to do is, as soon as you run in there, you want to shoot your fire arrows on their blaze canisters, on the Strider's blaze canisters. If you're lucky, the resulting explosion will take out maybe 2 to 3 other Striders. If not, just keep trying and eventually you'll be able to get it. And that's pretty much it for this one. Now the next one is called the Freeze Trial. Again, a very simple one. You have enough time. You have 1 minute and 30. As soon as you run in, use a freeze sling bomb to hit the Striders with a freeze bomb. Once they're frozen, immediately switch to your sharp shot bow and hit them with a precision arrow. Now, 1 precision arrow should usually take them down, and if you're unlucky, use 2 and they should definitely die. Repeat this 4 more times and you should be able to get this trial done with no problem. The only thing that can be a problem is the freeze bellowbacks. These guys are absolutely annoying. They slow you down, they cover your entire screen, and to make matters worse, there's also a fire bellowback on the other side, so I get unlucky there, I get clipped there, but I'm like, you know what, I'm so close to finishing it, let's just kill that thing. And that's pretty much it. Those are the three trials over here, guys. So the next one, the next 3 are located in the Spurflints hunting grounds, and this first trial is called the Watch Out Trial. Your goal is to stealthily kill 4 Watchers within this region. Now the Watchers are always patrolling and guarding shell walkers around this area, so you want to approach them from the grass and try to stealthily kill them. Now I take the right path first because it was easier for me, and I get, you know, pretty lucky here because I almost got spotted by a Stalker here, but as I was hiding in the grass, you know, it didn't really look for me. I would highly suggest you use the whistle technique to bring the Watchers close to you, which I will be showcasing right now, and stealthily kill them from there. But because you're racing against time, I would also suggest to hurry up and take a little bit more risk than normal. And the next 2 can be located all around the area, but I take this path to the left, and I got a kill from above. Now the kill from above, if you do it quietly, it does count as a stealth kill. So the first time I did it, I thought, oh my god, I wasted an opportunity here, but it actually worked out to my favor. So I would suggest, you know, if you guys have an opportunity to do that. Now the last one is located all the way to the far end over there, and it's usually beside grass, tall grass, so you should be easily able to get the last stealthy kill. And you have plenty of time, you know, but that doesn't mean you should take too much time, you know, waiting in the grass. If you see an opportunity, go for it. Even if you get spotted, you can run away and hide in tall grass until things settle down. And you know, as long as their detection is yellow, the counter is yellow, you know, you're unseen and you can get stealth kills. So the next one is called the Sleight of Crate Trial. This is probably the easiest trial in the game. Just have a couple health potions just in case. You're only given 50 seconds, so I would bolt it. You run straight to the Shellwalker crates, loot all 3 of them, and if you can't loot more than 2, just grab whatever you can and then get to the next site, because they'll all be focused and coming towards you, and they will leave the other crates unguarded, and you can just go grab the last one. That's pretty much it for this trial, guys. The last one in this location is called the Stalker Kill Trial. Now, I make this painful because I lose track of the second Stalker halfway through the trial. But the simplest way to take down Stalkers, in my opinion, is to use shock weapons, shock element on them. I usually just like using my shock bombs from the slings that will instantly stun them, so you can go in for a critical hit. After the critical hit, I usually follow that with a heavy attack for a couple hits, and I follow that with another shock bomb, and then I go in for another critical hit. Now, you don't take damage when you're in the shock. All it does is stuns you over time. So I would suggest repeating. Did you see that? The Stalker was to my right, but I totally lost track of him, and now I'm panicking because time is running out. I can't find the thing. Yeah, this was. But hey, I show you I show you that I was able to still salvage the situation. You have plenty of time. As long as you use the shock bombs, you shouldn't have any problems. Like I said, you don't really take damage when you're getting shocked, so I would use that to your advantage. Many enemies that are weak to shock, you can use your shock bomb, get inside. While you're being stunned, you can go in for a critical hit, and then you can loop them by, as soon as they get up, you can shock them again and then do another critical hit. You can destroy enemies, many enemies that are weak to shock this way. So here's another one. I hit it. As soon as I see, where it's located, it's dead, because I know how to take these guys down. Just another shock bomb, critical hit, another heavy hit. That's it. There's the trial, guys. That's pretty much it for this one. So the next 3 trials are located in the Great Run hunting grounds, and the first one is called the Pace Trial. Now this one, you need a little bit of luck on your side. The reason I say that is because the point of this is to go and loot 3 Watcher corpses. The moment the Glinthawk gets notice of you, or it notices you, what happens is it will alert the other Glinthawks in the area, and what they will do, instead of attacking you sometimes, they will actually go and loot the other Watcher corpses. So say if you're running towards a corpse and you're like got 10 seconds, you're like, you think you can make it, these guys will be an absolute pain, and they'll just go loot that, so you have to run to the other side, and by that time you already ran out of time for the Blazing Sun mark. So I get unlucky there because the Trampler saw me and it hit me. But you still have enough time for you to, I would just say, don't even bother fighting any of them. Just run, have a couple potions on your hand. As soon as you loot this corpse, the Glinthawk will see you. It will alert the others. A couple of them will attack you, but they will eventually get bored of attacking you, and they will, move towards the other Watcher sites. So at this point, I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about fighting them. I have a limited amount of time, so I get really close here, guys. When I get to the top, I get continuously staggered by the free shots, and I managed to finish it within 1 second, of time left. I got extremely lucky here, so you might too. The reason I could have tried for better times, but I wanted to show everyone my first time I got the Blazing Sun marks, for it to be an authentic showing. Now, the next trial that you'll be doing in this area is called the Parts Wrangling Trial, and in this one, the goal is to use your rope caster to tie 2 Tramplers down and to shoot their cores and ignite them. Now, the best way I figured out to do this is to use your precision arrows from the Sharpshot bow. So you just tie them down with 4 to 5 rope arrows or rope casting arrows, and 2 precision shots to the core should ignite it. Now you can run into a problem where the other trampler keeps on interfering, so you don't get enough chance to attack the core. You don't have enough time for you to attack the core while it's being tied down. So that is the reason I would suggest to use more than one or more than 4 or 5 rope caster arrows. That way it's tied down for a longer period of time. So there's the first one. It took about 3 arrows, I think, just because of my ineptitude. But the second one, I think I take it down with 2 arrows. You see, I wish there was only 2 tramplers. That would make this one easier, but hey, it's not too difficult. Just make sure you have some potions. That way you don't have to worry about help, because you will get hit by other tramplers, unless you're an expert at dodging, really. That's pretty much it for this trial. The last trial in this location is arguably the most annoying trial in the entire game. This is absolutely annoying. It is a nightmare. It took me a total of 30 minutes. I've never spent that much amount of time on any of the trials in this game. Usually I get them first or second try. This one took me about 10 tries, just because it's very finicky in terms of, there are many finicky moments. Number one, trying to get a rope caster shot on the Glintox himself. I forgot to say this trial is called a tie down trial. You have to tie down Glintox using rope caster arrows, and you have to get a critical hit on them when they're on the ground. Now the next finicky moment is the fact that sometimes you won't even get the option to do a critical trial or critical hit, and this can lead to problems because they recover so quickly that, say if you get clipped by an enemy, you lose that chance, and you're waiting for that moment to do a critical hit and it doesn't work. This successful run, I got really lucky where the last 2 critical hits I got on the same enemy, and I don't know how this worked out, but I would suggest using more than 2 or 3 rope caster arrows. That way, it successfully gives you 2 critical hits. And I've tested this and this works, so I would use about 3 or 4 rope caster arrows so it stays on the ground for a longer amount of time. Now the last 3 hunter trials are located in the Furrows hunting grounds, and these are the hardest or the most challenging ones in my opinion, because they're higher level. This first one is called the Ravager versus Machines trial. Now in order to do this, you need the tear blast arrows. The goal is to knock off the machine gun that's on top of the Ravagers. I used the wrong arrow there. Total derp moment right there. But you want to knock it out, and you want to pick up the machine guns and shoot all the shoot and kill 2 machines. Now, I do not show the best way to do this. I should not be attacking that, the Thunderjaws. The best way to do this is to tie down that Ravager using a rope caster arrow, a couple of them. That way you have enough room to breathe, to pick up the gun, and to kill as many enemies as you can. I got seriously unlucky there because I forgot to tie it down, but the first enemy that I killed was a Watcher. You probably missed it. And the second one was that Ravager. So just a quick tip is to use your rope caster ammo to tie that Ravager down. That way you can easily pick up the machine gun without interference from that Ravager. Now the next trial I did in this one, in this area, is called the Thunderjaw versus Ravager trial. There are 2 ways to do this trial. One is to override the Thunderjaw. In order to override it, you need the upgrade from finishing Cauldron Zeta. Now, I did have the opportunity to override this Thunderjaw, but I didn't know if it actually use the disc launcher to kill the Ravagers. That is the goal of this trial, is to use the disc cannon to actually kill the Ravagers. So instead of overriding it and taking a risk, I actually opted out to just tanking it with potions, picking up the disc cannon by you can tear off the disc cannon by using a tear blast arrow, and then I use the weapon that's on the ground, pick it up, and then I kill the 2 Ravagers that come up. Like I said, I would highly suggest for enemies like these that you tie them down. Like, you see how unlucky I got from, you know, interference from the Thunderjaw? So I would suggest using ropecaster arrows to tie it down so it's not focused on you at that moment. And the final trial, guys. This is one of my favorite ones because you're pretty much turning those Ravagers against the Thunderjaw. It's called the Ravager Control Trial. Now, in order to do this, you have to finish Cauldron Row and get the upgrades to override Ravagers. So I went the right path first because the left one had a Watcher guarding the other Ravager, and this one's unguarded, so I took this one out first with the override, and then I ran to the next one. Now when you get to the next one, I would suggest hiding in the grass because it will walk towards you, and you can override it from the grass. As soon as you're done, guys, I would highly suggest you run into the middle, use a couple Terror Blast arrows to take down both disc cannons off of the Thunderjaw. Once that's done, I would suggest using your ropecaster ammo to tie the Thunderjaw down, only if its focus is on you. If its focus is on the Ravagers at this point, you're free to go and pick up the disc cannon and just pelt it with its the disc cannon ammo. And it would, this is the best way to take it down. The disc cannon does so much damage that it trivializes this fight, and it's not much of a challenge at this point. But that's it, guys. That's pretty much it for all the Blazing Sun marks. Showed you my first time I got those Blazing Sun marks. Of course, I could have shown better methods, but I thought, it'd be more interesting to show you my struggles the first time, and I could just commentate or give you commentary on things to improve on and the mistakes not to make that I've already made. Well, that's it, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and good luck on these trials. Bye.